Hello dear students, welcome to online classes, and today we are going to revise our first poem, The Road Not Taken, and it is composed by Robert Frost. And here in this poem we will get to know how we make our choices and the differences also. So let's start. This well-known poem is about making choices and the choices that shape us. Robert Frost is an American poet who writes simply but insightfully about common, ordinary experiences. Okay, so here in this poem we will come to know that how we make choices and how the choices means shape us. Here means we have a lot of choices here, like in class 9th, in class 10th, in class 11th, in class 12th. So when you were studying in class 8, so what subjects at that time you were having? Now you are in class 9th, so what are the subjects? When you will go to class 11, so what are the subjects will be there? But that will be according to your choice. For example, when you pass class 10th, so after passing the class 10, so there you will have 4 options: maths, bio, commerce and art. So there you will get 4 choices, but according to your choice you will have to take the subject. Okay, so now it is a very important for us, for our life, for our career, that how we are going to make our choices and how the choices give us a shape. Okay, so let's start with the first stanza. Here, 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Actually, you know what? Here the poet Robert Frost, once upon a time, the poet is going through the forest, and there he found the 2 roads are diverged. Okay, the 2 roads are diverged in 2 directions. So there he found dilemma. He was in dilemma. He was confused that which road should he take at that moment. So he was confused. So being a traveler, he just stood there for a long time to decide to take the right way. So for that he was standing over there for a long time, and it is very impossible for anyone, as he faced at that time. Being a traveler, it was very difficult that you cannot take 2 roads at the same time. So this thing happened with the poet when he was going through the forest. So at that time he was unable to choose the both roads at the same time, so he had chosen one road only. Okay, and now being a traveler, he stood there for a long time and he looked bent to see the end of the road, or to see the road that where the road is going. Okay, second stanza. Then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps a better claim. Actually, you know what? When he was standing there, so he was in dilemma. He was confused to take the best road, but he took the other one because it was fair. It was fair. Nobody had gone from there, so he had taken the other one, and he was just thinking that he will give something. Means he was just claiming to get something from that road. Okay, and having perhaps the better claim because it was grassy and wanted wear. Why he said that? Because nobody had gone from there, and it was grassy and it was wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there means when he was just passed from there, when he was passing from there, so at that moment he found that what he found, and he was just claiming also that he would get something from there. Okay, had warned them really about the same, because when he just passed from there, so everywhere he was getting the same thing. So now I just want to relate the first stanza and second stanza to our life. To our life means what? Just suppose you are in class 10th. Now you are in class 9, but just suppose you are in class 10th. So there you have a lot of choices. A lot of choices means to become something, like become an engineer, CA, politician, doctor. So many options are there to become. But here, to become something, you have to select subjects. So you have 4 options. So here you have selected one, means you have 4 options, and after that you have selected one. But being a student, it is impossible to take 2 subjects at the same time, like maths or bio. You cannot take. You cannot become doctor and engineer. You cannot become doctor and engineer at the same time with the help of your subjects. But here, when you will take one subject and you want to become something, you want to become an engineer, so definitely you will take one subject and you will leave another subjects. Okay, and you will be claiming something. What? Just it is mentioned in the second stanza that when he took the second road, means another road, and he just claim also that what he would get something from there. So when you will take maths and when you will become engineer, so definitely you will be claiming something. What? You will have a better future, best career. Okay, so these are the things that because of our choices. So when you will go through there, so that will give something, knowledge, some information. Okay, now come to the third stanza. And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. See, now it is talking about the road. The roads are just covered with the leaves in morning time. And at that time, nobody had gone from there. So here the poet is thinking about that when he took the other. So, and when he passed from there, so what he found that everywhere grassy, and that is wanted weird. But now in the third stanza, what he said that in morning time that the roads were covered with the leaves. But he said here that he took the other one and he kept the first road for another day. And here he was also in doubt. That maybe he would come back there. I just want to relate this stanza, third stanza, to our career, our life, our future. For example, you have taken maths, you have taken bio, and after class 12, you have completed your MBBS or your 4 years BTech. But suppose if you become what? Doctor. So, and at that time you want to come back for an engineer, to become an engineer. So that will be very difficult for you. And if you become an engineer and after 4 years or after 5 years you want to come back to become a doctor, that will be also very difficult for you all. So what he said here in the third stanza, when he took the other road, and in third stanza he mentioned here that he just kept the first road for another day, but he had doubt to come back. Just like that I have related. So it happened in our lives also, in this poem also it happened, and with this poem it is giving us some message. So last stanza, I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. And now the poet is also describing about it after 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, means after some years. After some years he will be telling in sigh, means he will be feeling guilty, he will be feeling regretting. What? Why? Because the road made differences here. The choices make differences. Okay, so what the last stanza is describing here, the poet is telling that after some year he will be telling in sigh. And what he will be telling in sigh? Two roads diverge in a wood, and I I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Means here he said that after some year, he will be telling inside that he was going through a forest, and there he found what he found. He found two roads diverged. There he found that two roads are diverged, and there he was unable to take the right decision that made differences here. So it happened in our life also. So I just want to relate this last stanza with ourselves. Means when you will become an engineer after 10 years, after 20 years, you will be telling to your relatives, your son, your daughter, or your grandson or whatever. Okay, means after some years you will be telling, Sai, if I have taken maths, if I have taken bio, if I have taken something else, so I would be something. At that time I would be something. So that thing you will be telling, Sai, after some years. So it is all about our choices that we have decided when the time came here. So once again I just want to summarize this poem. Actually, what is the poem is telling about? The poem is telling about here means once upon a time the poet is going through a forest. So there he found two roads had diverged. So he was confused and he was in dilemma to take the road at that time. And at that time, being a traveler, he just stood over there for a long time to select the road, and it was very difficult for him that he could not travel both road at the same time. So he just stood over there for a long time, and he just looked bent to see the road, that where the road is going on. So he just took the other one, and he just kept one road for another day. And he claimed also what, that the road will give him something. The road will give him something. So he just traveled, and when he passed from there, so he found that the road was just grassy and wanted wear. And when he was just passing, and then he also described about that in morning the both roads are covered with the leaves, and it was not trodden black, means if nobody had gone through there, so no step had taken from there, so definitely the leaves will be in green, means if you will take the step from there, so the leaves will turn in another color. Okay, so he just described, and he also described that after some years he will be telling inside to anyone that if I had taken means I was just going from the jungle, means forest, so I just got this situation. Okay, so he will be telling Sai after some years that he had taken one road and he had left one road for another day. So this was the summary, and this was the thing that happened in the poem 1, The Road Not Taken. And it is totally related to our career also, our future also, that we find a lot of choices, that we find a lot of options also, but it's up to us that what we are going to do. It's up to us that what we are going to do. It's up to us that what we are going to select, what we are going to take the choice. Okay, so these are the things that happen. So please, it's a very, very important. Whatever you are going to do, you just think, then decide. Okay, so thank you so much.